Hi there, I'm Mary Susie from Bead Me a Story. Thanks so much for joining me today. We are going to be making a Byzantine chain bracelet. So this is just your most standard Byzantine bracelet, and we'll be making it with 18 gauge 5/32 jump rings. And you can find all of the supplies or these kits at beadmeastory.com. So also, just to create some variation to this, not only will we be using the 18 gauge 5/32 jump rings, but in our little in-between sections, I'm going to be using 20 gauge 5/32 jump rings. And that is just so that we can fit 3 jump rings into these sections as opposed to using 2, okay? And it just creates a little variation, just makes it a little bit different. And I wanted to use some beautiful colors for you to see, but of course you can make this in any color that you would like to. You can make it all in one color. You can make it in 20 colors if you'd like to. I wanted to show you this in a variation where you were seeing an alternating shiny and matte finish with some colors so that you could see some variation to it. And I also find that it's a lot easier to teach something in colors because you can differentiate where the different rows start and end. So I hope you enjoy this project. I, as I said, have a couple of kits available at beadmeastory.com, but like I said, you can also just get your supplies out and start working on this because it's a really beautiful and fun weave to make. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've gone ahead and laid out everything that we're going to need to make this Byzantine bracelet, or at least get it started. I'm going to be making this one back here, so you can see that there's matte champagne in here, or at least you can see a matte kind of brownish color. And then there's also gunmetal. So there's 4 sides to a Byzantine bracelet, and you can see that with this one I laid it out so that you can see in between the Byzantine sections we've got the matte seafoam, and then up here you can see I just twisted the bracelet a quarter of the way so that you can see the other side will be silver. Okay, so we'll be using 4 colors, and you can see that down here. I've got the shiny lavender, which is my color A. I have gunmetal, which is color B. I have matte sky blue, which is color C, and then matte champagne, which is color D. Okay, so when I do tutorials, I like to label the colors A, B, C, or D. Then that way, you know, if we do a different color variation that's kind of laid out the same way, it's very easy to transfer those colors to it. So what we want to do for the first step is I've gone ahead and pre-opened my first color A jump ring, and then I have 3 color B jump rings pre-closed. This is just to get us started. We're not actually doing any Byzantine yet, but I just want to go ahead and attach this to our clasp. And while we're doing this, let me just say that we're doing 3 rings in the little portions that go in between the folded back portions, and that is just to give us a little bit of variation. You can also use 2 18 gauge 5/32 jump rings. So the thicker jump rings that you see in the A and C colors, we'll use 2 in each row, and then the in-betweens I used 20 gauge 5/32, so I could use 3 in a row instead of 2. But I could have just as easily used 2 18 gauge 5/32 to do this. Okay, so now we've got, like I said, just a jump ring, and I'm holding on to our first section of 3, and that is really just to get us started. So in order to start a Byzantine, we want to do 2 jump rings and then 2 jump rings. So we want to start a 2x2 chain. Okay, and this is a very beginner weave. A lot of beginners start with this weave, mainly because it's just so pretty. So just to kind of go over this, we want to make sure to close these jump rings properly. So when I'm closing, you see me do this back and forth motion, but not only am I doing that, but I'm pushing my right side over to the left, and I'm pulling back my left side to the right. And you can do that in reverse if you're a lefty, but basically we want to make sure that these two prongs of this jump ring meet up perfectly, and you'll usually hear like a little bit of a click. I could feel the click. I'm not sure if you could hear it, but we want to make sure that these get lined up perfectly and that you can just barely see where the jump rings are closed. Okay, so that's two jump rings. We started with our two color A jump rings, and now we're going to do two C jump rings. And these are matte, so we had two shiny and then two matte. And then you see when you're using bent nose pliers, you can just as easily turn them around if you want to grab more of the jump ring, which we can because we have so much room here to grab with. But just so you know why I'm twisting this around, you can use either end of the bent nose pliers. Okay, so we did two shiny, and this is our second matte jump ring. Or you could be using two colors. You don't have to use shiny and matte. You can use, you know, this could be black and white, for example, or silver and black, you know, two different colors. And then, you know, you don't even have to use two different colors. If you want to make this just all in silver, that's fine too, all in gold. Okay, so now we have our two 18 gauge 5/32 jump rings here and our shiny lavender, and we have our two 18 gauge 5/32 jump rings here in our matte sky blue. Now what we want to do, and this is what makes this a Byzantine, is I'm going to hold this up so you can see I let each of these matte jump rings flop to either side, and then I'm going to let them fold all the way back. Okay, so you can see how that's folded backwards. So all I did was just folded these back. Okay, and then when we go to apply our next jump rings here, which is our matte champagne, what we basically want to do is we want to be between the two lavender, okay, so between the first two jump rings that we put on, and then underneath we're going to apply these jump rings underneath the two matte jump rings, or the second set of jump rings that you added on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do one of those. Just wanted to let you see that clearly. So take your jump ring, it's going between, you can see the two lavenders out here, and then it's going to go through the two, or underneath the two matte sky blue rings that are there. Okay, and then we'll do that 3 times. So 18 gauge jump rings are 1.2 millimeter thickness, and 20 gauge jump rings are 0.8 millimeter thickness. So I went through this math last week, but I'll just say that 2 jump rings that are 1.2 millimeters thick, that's going to give you a 2.4 millimeter thickness. And 3 jump rings that are 0.8 millimeters thick, if you multiply that by 3, you're also going to get 2.4 millimeters. And that's why this works. That's why I can either do 2 of the 18 gauge jump rings or 3 of the 20 gauge jump rings here. And I like doing 3 because it's just different from what everybody else does. Okay, but the nice part to know about that is that if you only have one size of jump ring and that's all you got, you can still go for it. Okay, so we added these 3 in, and this is going to be kind of an in-between. So you can see we have half of a Byzantine unit here. This would be half. And then we have the part that's going to be in the center of the Byzantine unit. So now we're going to start that 2 by 2 chain again. Okay, so we're going to start with our matte this time instead of our shiny. And again, we'll just pick up 2 jump rings. Okay, get them closed as perfectly as you can. Okay, here's our second one. So I'm just going through these 3 jump rings. Okay, nothing fancy here. Just working on a basic chain, 2x2 chain. Okay, and then we're going to go to our shiny ones again. So our shiny lavender is back. And you know, like I said, you could be doing this in other colors. Doesn't matter. You're going to still do 2 jump rings by 2 jump rings, fold back, and then apply those in between rings. Still works the same every time, no matter what colors, what finishes, whatever you choose to do. Okay, so we've got our 2 matte, and this is our second shiny one. Okay, and now we have a 2x2 again, so it's time to fold back. Okay, so I'll just lift this up again. Now you'll get to see this with the other colors. Okay, I just let them fold off to the sides, and then I'm going to let them fold all the way back. Okay, so you can see that there, and you can see our full Byzantine unit is starting to form. So I'm going to hold this up again. I'll show you one more time with my little head pin here that I've got. So we're going to be between the 2 sky blue, because those are the ones that are at the top. Okay, so you want to be the one between these 2, and then you want to go underneath the ones that are beneath it. So in this case, we're going underneath the lavender. Between the sky blue, underneath the lavender. Or between the first pair that you put on and underneath the second pair that you put on. Okay, I just like to go through that. Like I said, this is a big one for beginners. I think everybody who does chainmail probably has a video out showing how to do Byzantine, because it's probably the most popular chainmail weave that there is. It's just easy, but at the same time very lovely, very ornate looking. You get this beautiful texture with your rings with this. Okay, and again, here I'm doing my second jump ring. Again, I'm going underneath the violet. The ones that I'm going in between now kind of stick out to the sides anyway, so I don't really need to like move them out of my way at this point. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then just make sure that you don't accidentally pass this through one of these other 2 that are here. These are just going to sit parallel to one another, so you don't want to accidentally pass through one. Okay, and this is it. So you've got really a full Byzantine unit here, and then these first gunmetal I started with, these were just so that we could get to our ending and attach our clasp. Okay, and this set of gunmetal really sits between this first Byzantine unit and the next one we're going to start. Okay, so in order to start the next one, we're just going to go back to the beginning again. We're going to start with 2 shiny, or 2 of the shiny lavender, 2 of the shiny, 2 color A, and then 2 color C, which is our sky, matte sky blue. And then we'll do our in-betweens. We'll fold back, add those in-betweens, which will be our matte champagne, and then we'll start again with our 2x2 chain, which will be the matte, so our color C again, and then back to our color A again, which are our shiny. And then we're going to fold back, and we're going to use the transition color that goes in between each of the unit, which is our gunmetal. Okay, so I'll pick this one up here. And you can see that we started with our clasp, so in order to finish, I'll just show you the very end of this. We're just going to finish with our gunmetal and add 1 more of our color A jump rings. I just usually opt for the shiny because this is going to create less friction, so that means less wear where the clasp is going to join it over time. And you can see just how pretty this is. So Byzantine is generally a square shape. So you can see on this side you see the gunmetal, on this side you see the matte, gunmetal, matte. Okay, so it's just a square shape, and you're basically creating this with like a 2x2 chain where you're folding back the second pair, and I'll just show you a little bit better close up on this one too. Okay, but you could be doing any color. I just wanted this to be a general how to make a Byzantine video. I had never done one that was just a plain old Byzantine with jump rings. I do have a couple of Byzantine videos showing how to do this with the O-rings with the stretch, but not just the standard Byzantine. So I wanted to show this to you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you experiment with a lot of colors with these. You can really have a lot of fun playing with your matte and shiny and different colors together. But like I said, you know, if you just want silver or gold or something plain, because of all the texture in this weave, it looks gorgeous no matter what you do. You really can't go wrong. So I hope you enjoyed learning this. Please be sure to like and follow us on YouTube, and of course everything that you saw here is available at beadmeastory.com. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.